Shalom, Israel. All praise to the Most High and His Yahweh Shah for giving us the opportunity to be amongst the living. We have the Battle Axes coming into a Monday night class, a Monday night dine-in where we don't dine with the swine. We always give thanks and glory to our Maker for giving us this allowance to be here, man. As we know, World War III being on the brink of all these diverse plagues and things that's reaching our community, man. Coronavirus, all these things are hitting from the Most High God's will. We just thank Him for giving us another day to get the opportunity to feed our spirit and to get more understanding of knowledge and wisdom in the Bible. We thank the Most High God for giving us the allowance to try to come back to our nationality, man. As we know, a lot of brothers and sisters, man, are still lost in the sauce, still out here proclaiming to be niggers and blacks and African Americans. So just the name within itself of being Israel, being chosen, man, is a blessing. And we give double honor to brothers, man. I've been pushing this truth around the four corners of the world, man. Shout out to Wi-Fi in Houston. We'll be doing a unity camp with them brothers next Saturday, Lord's will. Shout out to all the brothers, man, out here pushing that word, man, doing it, rightfully dividing the word, man, so that the Most High God can speed this thing up and what raise it. Tonight's class, we're going to, like I said, I've been wanting to talk to the Christians here lately. God told me to tell you. God told me to tell you. He didn't tell you, but He told me to tell you. There's some truth within that statement. But it's partiality when you're not doing exactly what the Most High wants you to do in order for that to be true, a true statement. Yes, we know that the Most High God woke us up out of our darkness, right? He told us to what? Go teach to the children, right? To go warn the world of what? Time to come, which are now prophecies that must be fulfilled. Yes, He did. But He told that and did that to a chosen group of people. And this group of people that He chose, He said, well, guess what? You can either do my commandments or not. But He said, but I wish you would. He said, I would that you do. Because if you're not keeping the Most High God's commandments, then He's not dealing with you. He's not working with you on this level. But we'll see tonight. We're going to scriptures to show you. When God told me to tell you, how does God come to us? He comes to us in dreams, right? In the nightfall when we go to bed to sleep. But certain brothers or our ancestors or men of renown that were interpreters of dreams of this nation, these were mighty men. Strong men. Joseph, Jacob's favorite son of Israel, right? You got Daniel, the prophet Daniel, man, a great man, man, a wise man, right? He even got to the sense of dealing with Cornelius and Simon Peter, right? These were renowned men of what? Of great stature. When you say stature, not height, but stature within the Most High God. We know He's not a respecter of person. But if you're keeping the commandments, the Most High is like, I can deal with you, right? So for somebody in the church house, and the pastor say this every Sunday, which is Sabbath this Saturday, but they used to tell us in church every Sunday, God told me to tell you. Is God really dealing with him? We're going to touch that, man. Let's go to Psalm 111 and 10.
Book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10.
Yeah.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. This is just the start of getting wise in the truth or being able to be used. The fear of the Most High God and knowing that He will what? Knock our blocks off. Read on.
A good understanding.
A what?
A good understanding.
A good understanding have what?
Have all they that do His commandments.
So if you're doing the commandments, you might just have a good understanding of the Bible, right? You might have a good understanding of what the Most High God told me to tell you, right? But it's not just, oh, well, He's dealing with me and not dealing with you. On what parameter? Because it's not that he's dealing with you and not dealing with me, right? And we can go back and forth with this thing, but we see that keeping the commandments is the start of getting knowledge and wisdom in the Bible, right? Of being able to get some understanding of exactly what the Most High God is telling you. Because if God told me to tell you something, I need to be able to know exactly what it is to break down and tell you, right? But the only way I'm going to get that exact understanding and wisdom and knowledge is by what? Keeping the commandments, right? Is the church house keeping the commandments? Is Pastor Porchard keeping the commandments? Sister Betty with the hat on in front of every service, is she keeping the commandments? No. They're breaking these least commandments by what? Having church on Sunday, man. When the Most High God said that the Saturday is the Sabbath, man. And they love to say, well, you can serve the Lord any day. You can. That's right. And you're supposed to serve him any day, right? Every day. But the one day he set aside was the Sabbath. Is the Sabbath. It's Saturday. He said he rested on the seventh day. So the Most High God is dealing with somebody 9 times out of 10. If God told somebody that's in the scriptures or keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, something, then maybe we'll be like, okay. Maybe we'll be like, well, you know what? Let me see if this thing come to true, right? Come to what? Fruition, right? But it starts with you keeping the commandments for God to be dealing with you on this level, right? Let's go to Psalm 24. So like 25. Psalm 25 and 14.
So the Psalms chapter 25, verse 14.
Read it out.
The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him.
Read that again.
The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him.
The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him. So if God told you to tell me something, then that means it's a secret to me, right? Right? He ain't told me, but he told you. That means it's a secret to me, right? So the secret of the Lord is with them that fear the Most High God. We just read that what? Fear is the beginning of wisdom. That's the beginning of knowledge. So if a brother got something or the Most High God is using him, the secret is with him that fear the Lord, man. Come on, Pastor Porchop ain't got no fear in the Lord. He's still out here eating pork, still out here teaching us on the wrong day, right? Telling brothers and sisters that they Gentiles and they just as much as Gentiles as the so-called white man and all these other things, man. That God is all about prosperity and money and God loves everybody. You don't fear the Most High God. Because if you did, you would know that these things are against the Most High God, that these things are abominations. The Most High God hates abominations. Now read this again.
Verse 14 from the top. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him.
Oh, God told me to tell you. Well, you better be doing some fearing of the Most High God, which is what? Keeping the commandments. Everything boils down to what? Keeping the commandments. It can all be so simple. I was teaching us this Sabbath, and I told the sister, I said, what were we talking about this whole little 30 minutes that we talked? The commandments. Everything is getting the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian back to the greatest thing that we have over each other in each and every nation, which is the commandments. Like brothers and sisters really don't understand, if it wasn't for the commandments or the law, we would be just another nation, man. For a Christian church to try to throw away the law, just making yourself, you're right. When TD Snakes tell you that you just must as Gentile as the so-called white man, you're right. Because you're not keeping any laws, you are just such as the so-called white man. Because the only thing that makes you a greater nation than them is what? The commandments that the Most High God gave you. Read that one more time.
The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant.
He said he will show them his covenant. He's not going to show everybody his covenant. He's not going to show everybody his secret, everybody what he wants them to see. He's going to show them that fear him his covenant, right? Going into the new covenant, well, guess what? We get them new bodies, man. We get that law put in our minds and our hearts, and we ain't got to teach everybody no more. We're going to know, hey, that's not right. Don't do it. We ain't got to guess about it. But the secret is with them that what? Fear the Lord thy God. So if it is a secret, and you trying to tell me a secret from the Lord, brother, you better be keeping these commandments, right? I mean, we got to watch these things, man. But that's common in the Christian church. God told me to tell you. Come on, man, stop it, man. Like Maccabee said, man, I got a spot for you. I know that. Go ahead and turn on Texas, man. So you gotta be a damn fool if you think the Most High God dealing with you. I mean, come on, let's be real. We gotta call it what it is, man. And you ain't doing nothing that the Bible tells you to do, man. But he dealing with you. But he told you something. Yeah, right. He told you that you got two choices. He told you that you got life and death. That you got blessings and curses. That's what he told you. Yeah, it's in his word. He told you a lot of things in his word. But the secret thing that you trying to come and tell me that he told you to tell me, come on, man. He ain't dealing with you. Go to 1 Corinthians 12. Now, before we go to Sirach. Go to Sirach 20, brothers. We'll go to Sirach 20. Start at verse 5.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 5.
Read.
There is one that keepeth silent, and is found wise.
It is one that keepeth silence, and he's found wise. Come on, man. You ain't got to lie and be like, oh, God dealing with you, man. Just be quiet sometimes. But you want to feel like you're doing something. God told me to tell you. Come on, man. You wise, man. Just keep it quiet sometimes. Especially if the Most High God ain't dealing with you on that note. Just shut your mouth sometime. Read on.
And another, by much babble, becometh hateful.
And when you do this thing, you become what? Hateful. When you out here, God told me to tell you this and that, these things, you're not a true prophet, these things not coming to fruition, why they're not coming to pass, you become hateful now. That's why we look at these Christian pastors in these churches like, man, come on, man, I can't stand that mess right now. A bunch of mockery, folly, foolishness. Finish that word out, foolishness. That's what it is, man, and we are hateful of that thing because it's doing too much babbling and talking and not enough doing. It's not enough commandment keeping, but it's too much talking about what God told them. Come on, man. Just shut up and keep the commandments, right? Read.
Some man holding his tongue because he had not to answer.
And guess what? This is a wise man. I don't know nothing about this situation, so I'm going to shut my butt up. That's wisdom. Knowing when and when not to speak, man, right? Read on.
And some keep it silence, knowing his time.
Some keep it silence, knowing his time. Well, the Most High God not dealing with me right now, but maybe if I start keeping these commandments, start trying to be a leader of my household, right? Trying to marry my wife, right? Trying to do right by my children and then do right by the Most High God by keeping these laws. He might be dealing with me later on, right? But right now, I'm just gonna be quiet. You know,
a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity.
Because a wise man will hold his tongue till he see the opportunity. That opportunity for us is what? Keeping the commandments, man. Until we get stronger and stronger, feeding our spirit until we get that spirit to overlap what? That flesh. That's the opportunity that we need to be looking for, right? Read.
But a babbler and a fool will regard no time.
But a babbler and a what?
And a fool will regard no time.
But a babbler and a fool, they won't regard the time that we in right now, man. They won't regard that. Guess what? I've been lying to my people. I've been telling my people to go astray. I've been saying this and that. The Most High God is not dealing with it. Well, babbler, they won't regard it. They just go keep on babbling, right? But the Bible said that that's hateful amongst us right now, man. And we see that thing each and every day. That's why we're going at these Christian pastors and these churches, man. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. You want to read 8? Come on.
Verse 8. He that useth many words shall be abhorred.
He that useth many words shall be abhorred, man. Like we said, you'll be hateful. You'll be hated. That's all a Christian pastor do. I don't see why these Christians love to go to church and get talked to for 2 hours from their pastor about nothing. Nothing. Talking about when his daddy he was 5 years old, his dad used to push him in the swing and how he walked 5 miles to school. And I don't know if I want to hear that, man. I don't. Sorry. I don't want to hear it. We are old enough right now, or we're in a different state. Our spirit is old enough now to guess what? Get some milk. That ain't even milk. You trying to feed me air. That's air you're trying to feed me. Put some milk in the bottle, man. We don't want to hear about that, man, right? Read on.
And he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated.
And when you take amongst yourself to think that you're a prophet, to think that God dealing with you and he told you to tell them, you what?
Shall be hated.
Shall be hated. We hate that thing, man. You take it upon yourself to be a prophet. No, the Most High God chose this thing, man. I didn't wake up one day and say, well, I'm going to go out here and teach the people. I'm done smoking. I'm done doing all this other stuff, man. I'm going to keep the law of statutes. I didn't wake up like that one day and say it. The Most High God put that spirit on me each and every day that he gave me breath to wake up and say, dang, you can't resist it. You can't resist it. You can't resist it. No matter what, you can't resist it. Like you said, you can't stop the rain. If it's raining, it's going to rain. You can't stop it. That's what he did to it. But you'll be hated, man, if you try to put yourself in a category that the Most High God did not do, man. Like we said, God dealt with holy men, man. Joseph, man. Daniel. Cornelius, Simon Peter, he dealt with these holy men, man. Not dealing with everybody, man. 1 Corinthians 12:4.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit.
There are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. These gifts that the Most High God give us, they come from Him. For the good of the nation, right? For the uplifting of the nation. That's what it's about. Read on.
And there are differences of administration, but the same Lord.
And there are different administrations in this thing. It's just like, say you go to work. You work for a warehouse. You got a pile where they fix pallets. You got a place where they fix the pallets. Then you got a place where what? They wrap the pallets. Then you got a place where they put the pallets on the truck, right? You got a place where they build up the pallets, and you got a place where they unbuild the pallets, right? All these things work in the warehouse to make that thing a running machine. So all these diversities of gifts, they are for the betterment of the nation, right? It's all for one purpose, to make the nation be like a well machine. Read on.
And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God.
But it's what?
But it is the same God, which worketh all.
But it's the same God, the one and only true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They give us these diversities of gifts. Read on.
But the manifestation of the Spirit.
Hold on, drop down. Where you at?
Said,
Yeah, read. Drop down the. Well, you can keep going.
Verse 7. But the
matter of fact, like drop down to 10.
Verse 10. So another, the working of miracles.
So this is just a gift, the working of miracles, man. The Most High God, what gave the disciples what? Power to what? Work miracles, do a lot of things, right? Read on. Yeah, I ain't really worried about it.
To another, prophecy.
To another, prophecy, right? So this is a gift from the Most High God. You got the working of miracles, what? Brothers out here trying to put that work out. Like we said, everybody not teachers, but the ones that are out here teachers that's putting the work in our praise. That's a gift from the Most High God. Read on.
To another, discerning of spirits.
To another, discerning of spirits. All kind of spirits out here. Wicked spirits, righteous spirits, spirits what? That come to you in dreams and tell you to say this and that. But it's a gift for those who are able to have spiritual discernment, right? Read on.
To another, diverse kinds of tongues.
Different kind of tongues and languages, being able to speak multiple languages, right? Read on.
To another, the interpretation of tongues.
And to another, the interpretation of the tongue. Just like you have the dreams, right? When you have somebody that be able to interpret dreams too, right? So these are all kind of gifts from the Most High God, but they are for one reason, to make this nation a great nation. But the Most High God is using these brothers and sisters. These are righteous brothers and sisters that the Most High God is using, right? And you see accounts in the scriptures where the Most High God actually dealt with a heathen, a king, right? Nebuchadnezzar, right? He dealt with I can't think of the name of him right now. He gave Pharaoh a dream, but it was for the betterment. You can say Pharaoh, because he gave Pharaoh the dream really for Joseph to understand and what it was the land of Egypt, right? So, but it's the work of the Most High God. It's His will to do that thing. But these gifts come from what? Doing something. What is a gift? A gift is something that you give to somebody. Why? Because you're just a nice person, or you did this for me, I do this for you, or you need this. You know, so the Most High God gives gifts. What? You earn that. The Most High God said, I'm going to give you this gift because guess what? I want you to do this for me. It's something that He wants you to do. But everybody is not able to have that gift. A gift is not for everybody, right? If I get somebody a gift, I get you this gift, I get them another gift. It's not the same gift though, right? So everybody don't have the same gift. Everybody's not a dreamer, interpretator of dreams. Of that force. Go to Acts 2:17.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, said God, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh.
He said, I will pour out my spirit among all flesh in the last days. Right, read on.
And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy.
And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Right, read on.
And your young men shall see visions.
And your young men shall see visions and what?
And your old men shall dream dreams.
And your old men shall dream dreams. Now, when you go into the scripture, your daughters and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. You already know that the woman is not forbidden, it's not commanded or given opportunity to teach amongst the congregation or assert authority over a man. But in this situation, a woman can prophesy too. By what? Showing her word, showing how to be a wife to her husband, right? Putting that skirt on, right? Taking off them pants, putting that hair wrap on, covering that head when the scriptures come out. This is the way that a woman can prophesy, right, to the world. Because the first thing somebody gonna do is gonna say, sis, why you always wearing them dresses? What's the things on the bottom of your dress, on the bottom of your shirt? You know what I'm saying? Why you got them on? Right? So this is the way that a woman will be able to prophesy, not teaching or a certain authority over a man, right? We always got to make sure we touch that and hit home with that. But it says, your son and your daughter shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions. So it's not everybody that's going to be able to see this, but some men will be able to see visions, right? And what? And your old men shall dream dreams. Everybody's not going to be able to dream and understand dreams. But if the Most High God did tell you to tell me something, it came from a what? A dream. This is how the Most High God talks to his prophets, man. So what? Did he tell you last night while you were asleep? Or did you just get an epiphany right now and God told you something right now? These are the things we got to look at when people say these kind of things. Like, I'm going to leave that brother alone, leave that sister alone, because we know how the Most High God deals with us, man. We know the formation or the formula to how the Most High God deals with brothers and sisters. So we will dream dreams and we will prophesy. We will have vision. But does that mean that all dreams going to be true dreams? Huh? That's the thing. Does that mean that all prophecy is going to be right prophecy, right? Does that mean that all visions are going to be right visions? Does that mean that? No. But it is going to be visions and dreams and prophecy in this thing. And we see that right now. You got all different kind of doctrines out here. You got sisters out here actually prophesying, actually putting a certain themselves authority over men and over congregation. That's not righteous, but it's happening. You got brothers and sisters out here dreaming and say they got dreams and dreaming dreams. All of them ain't true dreams. All of them ain't righteous dreams, right? So just because a brother or sister say that God told me to take, you got to line this thing up with the scripture and see exactly what's going on with it. It's just like when we get to Acts chapter 10 and look at Cornelius and Simon Peter. See, to the Christian church and thing, they'll think that it's talking about one thing when it's actually talking about a whole other thing. You see that dream in your vision in your sight, but we see it in another way because we know what the formula is for the Most High God, right? Let's go to 1 Ezra 4:36. It's gonna be a lot of dreams, man. It's gonna be a lot of visions. It's gonna be some more prophesying too, from the wrong people. So those things I heard prophesying, that don't mean it's right? Shoot. Juanita Bynum I heard prophesying, don't mean it's right. A lot of dreams and visions, but we gotta go with the rightful dreams and visions, man. And that's the way you look up through the scriptures, man. Yeah, phone.
This is the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 4, verse 36.
Bring it up.
And the earth called it upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it.
So the earth is looking for truth, man. Like we said, you got dreams and visions and prophecy out here, but it's not of truth. But the earth is looking for truth. The tree, like we said, the tree's tired of getting cut down. For what? Why is they cutting me? Lions are tired of being put in cages and in things that's not their rightful habitation, right? For what? Deer and things are tired of getting shot and hunted down. They the hunter. Why are they getting hunted? Even the earth is calling for truth, man. Read.
All works shake and tremble at it.
All works shake and tremble at the truth, man. All works. Read on.
And with it is no unrighteous thing.
Read on.
Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked.
Read on.
All the children of men are wicked.
So it ain't letting nothing. Ain't no table on stone unturned in this. Wine wicked. King wicked. Woman are wicked. The children of the men and the women that we talking about was wicked. They wicked too. Read on.
And such are all their wicked works.
And the works that they do. It's all wicked. Read on.
And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness. Also they shall perish.
But ain't no truth in this thing, man. That's why it's wicked. A lot of these people that's out here talking about, oh, I dreamed a dream and all this, and I got to understand from the most I got. That's wicked, man. Because there ain't no righteousness in it. There's unrighteousness in a lot of these brothers and sisters, man. Read on.
As for the truth, it endured, and it's always strong.
But as for the truth, it endures and it is always strong, man. And you'll be able to find out if a brother or sister is what? Truthfully or keeping what? Just by checking the commandments, checking their spirits, man. Read.
It liveth and conquered forevermore.
It liveth and conquers. The truth conquers. The truth will debunk any other dream or thought that somebody else had. The truth is the conqueror of all things, man. So you have a brother telling you this and sister saying this, but in all being, at the end of the day, the truth is going to win. The truth shall prevail. The truth is that we're getting this kingdom back, right? And no matter what they try to say about grafting in or uncircumcision and circumcision, the old covenant, New Testament, new covenant, the truth is that we're getting all those things that belong to us back. They've always belonged to us, and that's just the bottom line to it. So truth will conquer in all things, man, forevermore. Read on.
With her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards.
And there ain't no accepting of persons of truth, man. If it's truth, damn it, it's the truth, man. Read on.
But she doeth the things that are just.
But what is just? What's just? You know, Proverbs 24:16, but Romans 7:12. I really want to get that. Let's get that right quick. He said that the truth is just, man. She is just. Read it.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 12. Word for it. The law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good.
So even the commandments of the Most High God are just, and they are good. And it says that truth is just. So that means truth is what? Keeping the commandments, right? That's what that is. Truth is keeping the commandments. Read on.
Verse 39 from the top. With her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards.
Read on.
But she doeth the things that are just.
And guess what? Truth ain't looking for no reward. Truth ain't looking for no accolades. Yeah, truth is just what it is. It's truth. You can love it or hate it. Hate it or love it. You know what I'm saying? Hate it or love it. Truth is what it is, right? Read on.
And refraining from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well, like of her works.
And guess what? When you get dreams and things of this nature or visions that are just dreams or just visions, you liken to that thing, right? We see prophecies and things occurring each and every day. And these are the things that we liken to. These are just. This is a just balance of weight that we want to have. And all men do well, like of her works. All men like truth, man. But all men is what? Righteousness. All men that want to keep these commandments. Everybody wants some truth. It's just they just can't handle the truth. I told my wife, everybody can't handle the truth. You know that that is a true statement. You can't handle it, but you damn sure want it. Tell me the truth, and then you tell them the truth, and then they go crying for 8 hours. You wanted it, but you can't handle it. Everybody wants the truth, but some people just can't handle it. That's why they go to these churches and go to these pastors and try to put this little extra money in the tip. I mean, in tip jar. That's what they do. Tipping the pastors in the church. Tip her, because they're doing wickedness and they don't want that truth to really come out to them. that it don't matter how much money you put in this plate. It don't matter how many times you come to church. If you're not doing the Most High God commandments, then guess what? You're not gonna make it to the kingdom. They don't like truth, but they don't like the truth of truth. Really, that's what it is. The truth of truth. That's what they don't like. Read on now. 40.
Verse 40. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth.
Blessed be the God of truth, man. The Most High God is the God of truth, man. That's what we need. We got to get getting more truth in this thing. And the way you're able to understand truth is by what? Strengthening your spirit, right? Getting that spiritual discernment from the Most High God. These are what spiritual gifts that if you obtain these things, you get a better understanding. Read on.
Verse 41. And with that, he held his peace. And all the people then shouted and said, Great is truth and mighty above all things.
Great is truth and mighty above all things. So we want to make sure that we get on truth. And truth is that a lot of brothers out here dreaming dreams or false dreams. A lot of brothers out here have visions, and visions that are visions wrong. Right? So we want to get to the truth of things, man. Let's go to Isaiah 40 and 7. Yeah, that's what they want. A lot of people want to do smooth things, prophesy to them. They don't want the truth. Just talk to them real smooth, man. Just give it to me how I want it. Now, most like I'll give it to you how you want it. Not how you want it, but how he want it. 40 and 7, Isaiah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 7. The grass withers, the flower fadeth, because the Spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass.
It said the grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the Spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it. It's letting you know, guess what? You have a high arc in this thing. The Most High God is what? The potter. We are just the clay. So the Most High God is blowing on the grass, blowing on the flower, right? The Spirit of the Lord is upon it. But surely the people are grass. So it's giving you a small analogy that what it's saying is that the Spirit is trying to blow up on it, trying to blow up on all men, right? Grass everywhere, right? But only a few is going to get the thing because it said that the people are grass. Let's get an understanding of that. Keep reading.
The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever.
The grass might lie, the flower might lie, but the word of God shall stand forever. Truth will always stand, like we read in First Edges. Truth will conquer all things, man. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth away, but the word of our God shall stand forever, man. Men lie, women lie, like we said. People are going to lie. A lot of them, but it's not going to stay. It's not going to have longevity, right? The longevity is going to be always the truth. The grass withers away and the flower withers away too. But the word of God will stand forever. Go to 1 Peter 1 and 24. Showing that truth will always be here, man. People can lie all day. Brothers and sisters can say the Most High God dealing with them in this way and that way. But the truth will always supersede everything, man. We're going to get to the real on that thing.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 24. For all flesh is as grass.
For all flesh is grass. Give you another understanding that all flesh is as the grass, right? Read on.
And all the glory of man as the flower of grass.
And it's giving you the understanding of what the flower is the glory of the man, right? Read on.
The grass withered, and the flower thereof falleth away.
Read that again.
Verse 24 from the top. For all flesh is as grass. And all the glory of man as the flower of grass.
Read on.
The grass withered, and the flower thereof falleth away.
Read on.
Verse 25. But the word of the Lord endured forever. And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you.
And the word will always stand, man. Like we say, brothers and sisters want to bring these different things, these different doctrines, you know what I'm saying, these different dreams that they have, visions that they have. Sooner or later, it's going to wither away, man. And they're going to wither away with it, right? Not only will these different doctrines and things wither away, but those that want to push these different doctrines and agendas, they're going to wither away too sooner or later, right? But the word of God will always stand firm and still, man. Go to Philippians 2:2. God told me to tell you.
It's the book of Philippians chapter 2, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded.
So we gotta be like-minded in this thing, man. We gotta truth. We gotta all want to get the truth, right? We all gotta get on one accord with this thing. And when you have visions and dreams and these such things, they have to be on one accord too, right? Or things will not go according to what it is. It won't come according or fruition what it's supposed to be, right? Dreams and visions have to be on one accord as well. And like I said, we're gonna get some understanding on that later, but ye my joy. The Most High God in Christ said, fulfill me your joy. My joy is that y'all be on one accord with this thing, man. Right? Read on.
Having the same love.
Having the same love one to another, man, right? The commandments, man. Having the same love, keeping the commandments.
Of one accord, of one mind.
Being of one accord and one mind. Remember this, Philippians 2:2. Being of one accord and one mind. Because when you get into visions and dreams, if somebody's vision is they seeing it this way, and somebody's saying it that way, then you got another dream this way and that way. Has to line up. Or that's not going to be the right way. It's not going to be right at all. The end is not going to be. Because the beginning was a lie. How can you start out a lie and end up with the truth, right? You just can't, right? So remember that, man. Go to Sirach 34. Same dreams or the same nightmares. That's what I'm going to name this class. Same dreams or same nightmares. But I wanted to go and touch the Christians. God told me to tell you. Go get into these dreams, man, and interpretations of these dreams, man. Who is that the Most High God is dealing with on this thing, you know? One.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 1. The hopes of a man, void of understanding, are vain and false.
The hopes of a man, void of understanding, are vain and false. For somebody to have a dream or want to dream, but they are void of understanding. How do you get understanding? By keeping the commandments. They're not keeping the commandments. They are void of understanding. They are vain and false. A lot of these people with dreams, they are vain and they are false, right? Read on.
And dreams lift up fools.
And dreams do what?
And dreams lift up fools.
Come on, man. 34 is going to be tough out there. And dreams lift up fools, man. You going by the wrong dream or the wrong vision, it's going to put that pride on you and lift your butt up to a place where you don't want to be. But now you get into reprobated mind, right? And so now this dream that you had on that you feeling that's vain and vanity, now it's lifting you up. Now it's propelling you over something that you have no right or reason of being over, right? Kind of like these women out here, man. Want to be over things, talking to men all crazy and disrespectful. Let's stop it, man. Get back in your rightful place, man. You talk to the children like that. You ain't talking to me like that. Come on, man, let's get back right to this thing. Let's get back in the rightful place of what it's supposed to be. But then lift them up. A dream lift up fools. You don't want to be a fool, man. Come on, man, don't be no fool. Not from the Most High God. Read on.
Whoso regarded dreams is like him that catch it at a shadow and follow after the wind.
Whoso regarded dreams is like him that catches it at a shadow and followed after the wind. Can you catch a shadow? Come on, man, you foolish, man. You can't catch a shadow. But he that regarded dreams, man, when you want to not put off the right way of a dream, the righteous side of a dream, but want to do what you want to do, or have your own vain opinion of what God told me to tell you, and God ain't told you nothing. It's like you trying to catch a shadow and follows after the wind. Can you catch the wind? You don't even know where the wind come from. Ed just told you that. Remember, I just told Ed if you can understand the way to fire or what the wind. Couldn't do it. You don't know where the wind started. How you gonna catch it? There it goes. Got you. Come on, wind. Got you. Father got you. Nah, you can't do it. You look foolish, man. The people are foolish when they do these things, man. God told me to tell you, but you void of the commandments, you void of understanding, you void of knowledge because you're not keeping the commandments. Stop it, Christian. Read on.
The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another.
Read that again.
The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another. Even as the likeness of a face to a face.
The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another. That's cold. Like I said, when you have dreams, you got to start and finish in the same aspect of this dream, right? It resembles one thing to another. It has to line up. The dream that Joseph interpreted way back when even the baker and the other guy that he dreamed, these things lined up to end all game, being that Joseph would get Egypt, get a piece of Egypt, right? It's a resemblance of one thing to another. This dream has to line up and categorize itself on one accord. It says, even as the likeness of a face to a face, right? Face got a nose. My face got a nose. You got two eyes. Eyebrows. Some people don't got eyebrows no more. At least they draw them on. So you still got it. You drew them on. You got them in the right place. Sometimes they're not in the right place. They draw them too high or too low. But they still are there. Right? Two lips. Yep, 2 lips. What? 2 nostrils. 1 nose. Not your left side and your other nose. 1 nose. 1 chin, right? Some people might have a little dip and they call it a double chin, but it's really 1. You know what I'm saying? Just us being kind of heavy set, you know what I'm saying? They talk. But still, it's like the resemblance of a face to a face. This dream has to line up within itself, man. Right? Read on.
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed?
Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? If a brother or sister not keeping these commandments, how the hell is the Most High dealing with you for you to tell me something? Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed out of you? Negro, you wicked. You ain't doing nothing that the Most High God requires. But you want me to listen to what God told you to tell me? Hell no. That's that face that got 2. That's that face that got 2 noses. That's that face got 3 chins. I want that one. Nah, not that one, brother. Listen, read on.
If from that thing which is false, what truth can come?
What truth can come out of a lie? It can't. How can you start something with a lie and end with truth? And like I said, you can't do that. So when God is dealing with brothers and sisters on the level, you have to be lined up with the scriptures, man. You have to be keeping the commandments, right? He said, I love them that love me, man. Get that right quick, man. You see, hold on, it's real quick. Yeah, go to Proverbs 8:17 right quick, because a lot of people got to get this twisted. A lot of people want to say, oh, God loves me, he loves everybody. Hey, man, if you ain't keeping these commandments, man, hey, I'm telling you, the Most High God, this is what the scripture says. Read the scripture, see what it says.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 17.
Read this.
I love them that love me.
What did he say?
I love them that love me.
He said, I love them that love me, man. You got to be putting some work and some effort in for the Most High God to be dealing with you, man. He said, I love them that love me, man. Right? Come on, brother, sis. You can't keep playing the game, man. Read on.
And those that seek me early shall find me.
And when you seek the Most High God early, that's how you find the truth. That's how you find the understanding. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be what? Getting spiritual gifts from the Most High God to unlock dreams or interpret dreams or interpret tongues or prophesy, right? Or be able to what? Have to do miracles. Let's go back, man. Sirach. Let's go back to Sirach 34. Yeah.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 5. Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain.
A lot of these things are really vain, man. A lot of these things, soothsaying, divinations. We was watching the TV show the other day, talking about my psychic told me it was gonna be rough first, but then it was gonna be good at the end. Yes, he was going to see a Negro in jail. Yeah, it was gonna be rough at first, and then yes, of course, at the end it's probably gonna be good after that. Come on, man, stop playing. These things are all vain, man. Read on.
And the heart fancieth. As a woman's heart in travail.
And like you said, don't do nothing but put you up. It don't put nothing but vanity on you, man. So people that love to say, God told me to tell you visions and dreams, a lot of these things are vain, man. Don't do nothing but put more vanity on you. Read on.
If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation.
Read that again.
If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation.
Because a lot of these dreams of what people want to say, they ain't come from the Most High God. God didn't tell you to tell me nothing. Get on, bro. Go on, watch out, man. Watch out, man. You know, we out here telling brothers and sisters to get right according to the Most High God's will that what fire and brimstone is going to come to America. God told me to tell you this. And guess what? We can go prove it through the scriptures, right? But you have to be a man of valor, a man of renown for the Most High God to be dealing with these things. Because a lot of times the Most High God ain't dealing with you. Read on.
Set not thy heart upon them.
And the Bible said, don't set your heart on these things, words and stuff that people say, visions that people want to have. Don't set your heart on these things, man. Because they're going to let you down a lot of times. Read on.
For dreams have deceived many.
Read that again.
For dreams have deceived many.
For dreams have deceived many. A lot of people had a dream and thought they had a dream, and it deceived many. That one dream right there deceived many, man. Like we say with Martin Luther King, man, we should have kept our own little water fountain. We could have kept our own bathroom. We could have kept our own school. It would have been so perfect right now. It would have been just great, right? But the so-called white man, he saw that came and messed everything up, man. Right? These dreams, some dreams, what have they done to people? They have deceived them. Read on.
And they have failed that put their trust in them.
Mm-hmm.
The law shall be found perfect without lies.
And it said the dream have failed that put their trust in them. But I don't want to hear what you got to say, man. I don't want to hear what you're talking about, Pastor Pork Chop. You say, is that pork? Are you eating a pork chop? Yeah, man, pork chop, brother. Yeah, okay, well, I definitely want to hear what you got to say. I don't want to hear it. Because a lot of dreams have failed people, man. And they put their trust in them, right? Read 8.
The law shall be found perfect without lies.
What is the law? Perfect without lies. Come on, man. A lot of people out here straight lying, man. God told me to tell me, you lying, man, because you ain't keeping no commandment. The law is perfect. The law ain't got no lie in it. But you, my brother, you got a little lie up in you, man. Right? The law should be perfect without lies. Read up.
And wisdom is perfection.
So at 25. 25? Yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
I have heard what the prophet said,
that
prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
We done heard what the prophet said. A lot of people out here straight lying, man. And then they prophesy lies in what the Most High God's name, man. That's a huge problem. God told me to tell you, you better stop playing. You better make that thing line up. I did Thomas prayer. All I do is you line it up right there. You better line it up. You better line that thing up, because if it ain't, it ain't gonna go well for you, man. You prophesy lies in the name of the Most High God, saying what I have dreamed, I have dreamed. Stop it. You ain't getting no kind of dream, man, right? Jump over to verse 30.
Verse 30. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor.
So he said for this cause, he's against the prophets, man. And what they doing? They're stealing words from the Most High God, right? He didn't send these brothers and sisters, man. He didn't send these people, man. He definitely didn't send these sisters. He didn't send these brothers, though, man. Yet still they out here prophesying, trying to use these gifts that they think are spiritual gifts, and they are not, man. He said, I hate them things. He against that. Read on.
Behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord, that use their tongues and say, he said.
Like we said, you better line that thing up, because the Most High God said he is against them that want to say what God told me to tell you, right? You better stop playing. You better line it up, make it right. And he said, I'm against them that use their tongues and said, he said, well, God told me. You better stop, man. It's not going to be well for you. Read on.
Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams.
He's against them that prophesy false dreams, man. You're going to make this thing right, man. Like Sirach 25 and 6 and 7 said. If you don't know nothing, just wait until you get that opportunity to actually understand what we're going through. What we saying. What is this dream talking about? I'm going to have to get a little more understanding on this thing. I'm about to keep the commandments a little longer, right? I'm about to feed my spirit a little bit more. Read on.
Said the Lord.
Said who?
Said the Lord.
This is from the Most High. My shot, man. Come on.
And do tell them and cause my people to err by their lies.
And a lot of these dreams cause our people to err, man. A lot of these false dreams cause people to err, man. Read on.
And by their likeness, yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all.
It said, and by their likeness, yet I sent them not, man. Nor commanded them. He ain't called you to tell me shit. Come on, man. Come on, let's be real. He ain't told you to tell me nothing. You just want to feel like the Most High God dealing with you or something, man. And we know that he's not because of what kind of person you are, man. A man shall be known of his look, his countenance, how he carries himself, man, how he keep the commandments, right? That's the first step. At least I sent them not, nor commanded them. Read on.
Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all, said the Lord.
And they won't profit you, man. These dreams that these brothers and sisters out here talking about they have, these visions that they want to see and they think is rightful, they're not profiting the nation, man. We want to have right doctrine, true doctrine, man, to profit our brothers and sisters, man. To profit and have gain on brothers and sisters, to grow themselves into spiritual what? Beasts, man. I'm talking about wise, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. This is what we want to do. We want to have dreams and visions that profit our people, man. Go to Numbers 12 and 6.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 6. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you,
if there be a prophet among you,
I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision.
The Most High said, I will make myself known unto him. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm going to make myself known. You're going to know that it's a prophet. Like the scripture says, you're going to know it's a prophet among you, right? Sooner or later. You ain't got to believe me now. But the Most High God said, I'm going to make it known. But how is he going to make it known? What?
I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision.
In a what?
In a vision.
And what?
And will speak unto him in a dream.
And will speak unto him in a dream, man. So I will speak unto him in a dream. This is the way the Most High God gives us the understanding of what dreams and visions, right? Read on.
My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house.
Read on.
With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? So
he said, man, you know what? I'm going to deal with Moses this time of way, though, but you Negroes ain't Moses. Stop it. He said, I'm going to deal with Moses this way, right? He spoke to Moses, right, in the burning bush. He did these things with Moses. But he said, that's Moses, I'm going to do that too. You Negroes ain't Moses, stop playing. A lot of people love to put stuff on a nigga, you ain't Moses. Well, he dealing with me, you ain't Moses. Stop it. So he said, in a dream, I will visit him unto him in a vision and will speak to him in a dream, man. This is how the Most High God has to deal with us first. This is how he put the thoughts and dreams and things in our minds, right? Let's go to Job 33. Go to 14.
It's the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 14.
Bring it out.
For God speaketh once, yea, twice.
Read out.
Yet man perceiveth not.
What?
Yet man perceiveth not.
Read that again.
For God speaketh once, yea, twice. Yet man perceiveth it not.
Yet man perceiveth it not. See, back in the day when he was dealing with Joseph and dealing with Daniel and them, we had the understanding that we was able to have that, what they call it, what they try to say, the penal game. You have to have that, what they want to call it, the third eye. The spirit, your spirit was raging in. Right now, you don't perceive this thing, man. Brothers and sisters, we can't perceive these things right now, man. Read on.
In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falling upon men,
read on,
and slumberings upon the bed.
Because we always have dreams. We dream a lot, man. But each and every time you wake up, you don't know what the heck went on in your dream. You be like, why was I in the garden with me, Mr. Pookie, and Winnie the Pooh Bear? What was Winnie the Pooh doing there? He went in. I mean, you just have dream, right? And you be like, how can I understand what the heck was going on? I'm in the club with Winnie the Pooh, man. What are we doing? What are we doing, right? Well, these are really, I ain't had that dream. I'm just saying. You have wild and crazy dreams where you be like, and I know everybody can attest to this, where somebody was in your dream and you just didn't know who it was or why they was there or what reason they was there. You know what I'm saying, right? Like somebody you ain't never met before or something, but you don't kick it with anything like that. But you have dreams where you just don't understand what the heck it was about. Like, why were we here? And why were we there? And then it was a dream. You get what? 15 seconds out of a dream? You done slept the whole night. But you remember 15 seconds of the dream. It was me, Coach Rodney, Pete, Pooh. I mean, that's all I remember. But he said, man, perceive it not, right? Read on.
Then he opened it, the ears of men, and sealed their instruction.
So at night, he opened the dream, he opened your ears, and he sealed the instruction in you while you sleep, right? Read on.
And sealed their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from men.
That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. So guess what, y'all? Whether y'all know it or not, each and every night, day and sleep, the Most High God give you a dream. He's really giving you what you're going to do the next day, right? Or what you're not going to do. He said that I may withdraw man from his purpose. I'm going to seal the instructions in you tonight. And you're not going to do what you normally do today. You're not going to do that today. Y'all see that? He said that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. It's his will. He's going to do what he do with you. Your instruction was sealed before you even woke up this morning, right? So it was already given to you what you was going to be doing today. He gave you instruction, man. He sealed it to you. He said that he may withdraw man from his purpose, right? So you want to be, and you hoping that the Most High God is what? Withdrawing you from that purpose or what? Falling into some decayed state of mind, right? Or going into a ditch or driving down this street and something happening this way, right? Or whatever the case may be. But he's sealing up these things in a dream by night. But we cannot perceive these dreams. When somebody wants to tell you that God told me to tell you, he told you that exactly. But I know my dreams, they be a little shaky. Shaky. It's shaky. I don't know what's going on in that dream. It was shaky. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But y'all tell me. And this gift that the Most High God give you, though. But you know, you got to be diligent in this truth. He said, I love them that love me, right? So you got to be keeping these commandments. For the Most High God to be dealing with you. Go to Job 4:12. Same book. Tell you, I'm laughing, man, because I be having wild dreams, man. I guess I might be the only one, man. I don't know about y'all. My dreams be kind of suspect. I was like, what is going on in this dream? You gonna perceive you got somebody that dream? God told you to tell me what? You understand why Winnie the Pooh was in my dream? What was that purpose? Right? What was that about? I'm telling you, man, that's some strong will. That's from the Most High God, though, for real. Job 4:12.
It's the book of Job, chapter 4, verse 12.
Bring that.
Now a thing was secretly brought to me, and mine ear received a little thereof.
You said it was secretly brought to me, right? Secret, right? You said, remember that? He said the secret of the Lord is within that fear him, right? So you got to be keeping the commandments. But it said, now a thing was secretly brought to me, and my ear received just a little thereof. Not much. but just a little thereof. Read on.
And thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth on men.
So this is the only way that the Most High God deals with us as men, right? In deep sleep, right? Read on.
Fear came upon me, and trembling, which made all my bones to shake.
Said fear came upon me. If you ain't out here talking about, ooh, if you ain't scared, let the man say it was some shaky stuff, man. Hey, Joe said fear came upon me, man, and it caused his bones to shake. Come on, man. The Most High God, he gotta be on some on the Most High God's good side, man. This is Job we talking about. Even he said, "Well, it caused my bones to shake." Right? Fear came upon me. Read on.
Then a spirit passed before my face. The hair of my flesh stood up.
He said, "Spirit came before me. The hair on my flesh stood up, man." Come on, man. People love to talk about what they perceive. What God told me to tell you, man. Stop, man. Stop it. Read on. 16.
Verse 16. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof.
But what?
But I could not discern the form thereof.
But a lot of spiritual discernment is not for everybody. Like we read in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, man. The gifts, what? Spiritual discernment, discerning of spirits. It's not for everybody. Even Job said I couldn't discern what it was, right? He's letting you know that it ain't just that easy, man. Visions and dreams are not just that easy for brothers to come and tell you exactly what the Most High God said, right? Read on.
An image was before mine eyes. There was silence. And I heard a voice saying,
read out.
Shall mortal man be more just than God? Shall a man be more pure than his maker? So
giving you understanding, guess what? We cannot perceive things that everything or all things that the Most High God gives to us, right? When they dream in deep sleep, you say, this thing came upon me, my bones trembled, the hair on my arm stood up, and he said, then it told me, what? Can mortal man be more just than God? You're not going to perceive a lot of this stuff, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Shall a man be more pure than his maker? You're not going to be able to understand these things, man. All right, well, let's go to hold on John, man. Give me John chapter 3. Read 11 and 12.
It's the book of John, chapter 3, verse 11. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know.
We speak that we do know, right? Read out.
And testify that we have seen. And ye receive not our witness.
So this is Christ telling Nicodemus, but now you supposed to be knowing this stuff that's going on. He said, I'm speaking what I'm doing my Father, right? I'm not giving you something I don't know. Read out.
If I have told you earthly things and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
How can you believe of heavenly things? You can't believe of earthly things. You don't even understand your damn dream. You don't even believe what happened. You don't understand it. How you gonna be able to understand earthly things or heavenly things, right? For God told me to tell you. You can't even understand the simple things. You can't understand. You gotta keep the commandments. Yeah, you can't even understand what it means to not to destroy, but to fulfill the sacrificial law. How are you going to tell me that God told you to tell me something, man? And you can't even deal with the earthly things, right? Because if God's speaking to you in a vision or a dream, he's telling you something that's heavenly and spiritual, right? You can't even deal with us on this level. How the hell are you going to be able to deal with someone on that level, man? But Ecclesiastes 5 and 7. I just want to touch that with you.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 7. For in a multitude of dreams and many words, there are also diverse vanities, but fear thou God.
It said, for in the multitude of dreams and many words, there are also diverse vanities. There's gonna be a lot of things, a lot of things that are perceived out of one dream. Brother, everybody say that meant this. Brother right here said that, man, when in the pool you dream mean you're going to get honey. Another brother said, when in the pool, I mean you're going to get a short friend or something. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? There's going to be many things perceived out of dreams and many words. He said, but at the end of the day, fear the Most High God, right? Just do what the Most High God tell you. Dreams come, and they're not to be perceived of all men, man. Like I said, you got to be dealt with by the Most High God. Read that one more time.
Verse 7 from the top. For in the multitude of dreams and many words, there are also diverse vanities. But fear thou God.
So there's many different. You gonna interpret that the dream say this. You gonna interpret that the dream say that. But if the Most High God is really dealing with you on that spiritual gift side, then you'll get the true understanding. Like we're gonna read with Joseph and Daniel. Let's go to Genesis 40 and 8.
This book of Genesis, chapter 40, verse 8. And they said unto him, we have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you.
He said, do not interpretation belong to God? They don't belong to man. You just a mortal man. You just a man that ain't keeping no commandments, man. Interpretation belongs to the Most High God. He's going to put that interpretation in who he see fit. In this case, it was our brother Joseph, man. Jacob's what? He said it was his favorite son, right? His son, what? Gave him a coat of many colors, right? Now, Joseph said, now tell me them, I pray. This was the baker and the butler of Pharaoh. They had a dream. They didn't understand what was going on. So they went to Joseph. They went to what? An Israelite, man. They ain't know everybody. This ain't no what they call them people I was just talking about, psychics and things. This ain't none of that. These are Israelite men, man. They said, tell me the dream, I pray thee. You know what I'm saying? Tell me the dream so I pray you. That's what Jacob was telling. I mean, Joseph. So Joseph was trying to let him know, look, man, if I do this for you, you got to do something for me, man. You got to remember me in all things. So they just let him know that the dream comes from the Most High God and not from everybody else. So Pharaoh's dream, this is what started the Most High God dealing with Joseph. But it goes all the way through Genesis. When you start at Genesis 40, you go all the way down to 49 and 50. When you start getting into Pharaoh's dream, because after Joseph interpreted the butler and the baker's dream, right? Then he went on and the baker was like, well, look, I found a man that was able to interpret dreams. Now Pharaoh need his dream interpreted, right? Man, I want that right quick, man. Dang, what is that? I know right there, man. Well, Pharaoh went to the magicians. He went to everybody trying to get his dream understood, man. But anyway, so this starts off this dream. But this is like I said, it has to line itself up and it has to what? Be on one accord, because this dream starts all the way in chapter 40 of Joseph interpreting the dream of the butler and the baker. Then it goes to him interpreting Pharaoh's dream. And now Pharaoh deals with Joseph, right, on another level because of what Joseph did with Pharaoh, right? Now, Pharaoh is dealing with Joseph, right? Then it goes into, guess what? Joseph had the dream way before time to his brothers and to his father. When he told him, guess what? I dreamed stars, man. Now I 12 stars. Well, I don't know why I ain't writing all my stuff down, man. Man, let's go to 37 right quick. 37 start at 3.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children.
Read on.
Because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors.
So we know our beloved brother Jacob, man. He had 12 sons. Joseph was his father's youngest son, right? And he said he loved Joseph more than all of the brothers, man. Right? This is what? There was a reason behind everything, man. Right? Then Joseph said he let him know what I have a dream. So we're going to go down to verse 7.
Verse 7. For behold, we will bondage.
Hold on, we're going to read 5.
Verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brother, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheep arose and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obstinance to my sheep.
Read on. I can't even read on.
And his brethren said unto him, shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more.
So the dream started back when Joseph was young, man, and Joseph had the dream, right, to his brothers and told his brothers. Then he said, does this mean that you gonna rule over us with this dream you having, right? And they hated him more for that because they hated, the brothers didn't want that dream to come true, right? They didn't want that truth to come out, right? They didn't want that truth, but read on.
And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words.
Read on.
And he dreamed yet another dream and told it his brother and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11th star made that word to me.
I'm seeing something. I think so.
And he told it to his father and to his brother. And his father rebuked him.
So even Jacob got on like, hold on, son, what the hell you saying, man? You talking about you had a dream? What is you talking about? Read on.
And said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brother envied him.
But what?
But his father observed the same.
But Jacob was smart, man. Jacob was a wise man. He observed the same. So the dream starts back with Joseph saying that, guess what? I'm going to rule over y'all. And even like he said, the father and the mother was about to come to him, right? So when you get into 40, you know what I'm saying, and start getting into the butler and the baker's dream, Joseph interprets this dream. And then the baker comes to, and then Pharaoh has a dream. And the baker comes to tell him, well, look, I found a guy that in jail, because this is when Joseph was in jail. He said, I found a guy that could interpret dreams. So he took him to Pharaoh, and after Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream, now Pharaoh gives him what? The understanding of what being over Egypt, man. Gives him a part of Egypt, right? That's crucial in the dream because now it has to line up. Now it goes into what? The brothers put because they had put Joseph off, right? So then you come into a Pharaoh dream, which was what? 7 years of what? Famine and 7 years of good crops, right? So for that reason, like you said, Pharaoh put him in high standards with him. Then when the famine comes, so now the brothers have to make this thing right, and they have to come back to Joseph, the same brother that they wanted to kill, the same brother they put off. Now he told him in the dream, you're going to have to deal with me. I'm going to be the top. This dream is lining up, man. This just ain't no short dream. This thing is lining up, chapter after chapter after chapter. Like I said, for the most, I got to be dealing with you. And this thing, man, this dream has to line up. That's why they say you got to be on one accord with these things. If this dream would have been on one accord, it wouldn't have happened, right? Finally, Jacob, the angel come to Jacob, tell Jacob, hey, go to Egypt, man. So now the father goes to Egypt when he's in his old age, right? So in the story, Jacob passes away, but Joseph has what? The keys to Egypt, right? Really, basically. He goes bury his father, but the dream came to fruition, man. It started here, but it had to line up. It had to be piece by piece by piece. It's like a face to a face. It had to always bring itself together, man. Let's go to Acts, man. I just want to touch that real quick. I really want to read a little more on that other Pharaoh's dream.
What he was talking about was 41.
Yeah, I want to get into it, but I'm gonna go and get into Cornelius a little bit. Acts chapter 10. Start at verse 1.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Cornelius worked in the Italian band. He was in the army of the Italian, right? So a lot of people, and this is what I'm saying, people don't get the understanding of what this is about, man. Because they say, well, what about Cornelius? Well, Cornelius was a Jew. He had to be, man. Just because he worked in the Italian band standing in the army, does that mean he's not a Jew? And you got brothers over here that's from Asia that work in the United States Army, right? That don't make them from the United States. They just working in our army, right? You got people in the government of the United States that's not the United States. You have an Indian or a Pakistani that work in the government of the United States, right? But they don't mean that they are from the U.S., right? They're American. But he worked in the Italian band, you know.
A devout man, and one that feared God.
And one that what?
And one that feared God.
That's how you notice that Cornelius was a Jew, man. One that feared God, man. These other nations don't fear our God, man. He was a devout man, man.
With all his house, which gave much alms to the people.
And he gave alms to, oh, come on, man. This brother's dealing. Come on, man. Stop playing. Read on.
And prayed to God always.
And prayed to God what?
And prayed to God always.
Always. Read on.
He saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius.
So he said he saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God came to him. So this angel came to Cornelius, giving him a vision. But this vision is like the same way like Joseph brings. It's going to have to line up in order to make this thing go true right there.
And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before God. And now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter. So
he said, thy prayers and thine arms are come up for a memorial before God. What did they say that Cornelius did? He prayed often and he gave much alms to the people, right? Most I love them that love me, man. He said, all right, I see what you're doing. Your works, they come up for a memorial now. I'm finna use you now, Cornelius. I'm finna use you. You're a devout man. All your house was with you. You pray to me always. You give alms to the people. Now your prayers and your alms, they'll come up to a memorial. Now I need to use you. Now I'm able to use you, right? That's why I said this is what we got to see out of these dream people that say they dream. The Most High God was using Cornelius because of what he was doing, man. The way he was carrying himself, right? So he said, send 2 men to Joppa, right? Read 5.
Verse 5 from the top. And now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter.
So he said, call for Simon Peter. I need you to send 2 men to Simon Peter in Joppa, which is a southern city in Israel. Read. I want to keep reading on that. Let's jump to verse 9.
Verse 9. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And he became very hungry and would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance.
He said he was hungry and he was finna eat. But while he was getting ready to eat, he said he fell into a trance. What is a trance? It's like a deep sleep. It's like kind of like you zoned out. What they call it today, daydreaming, right? You fell into like an outer body experience of him being what? Unconscious at that moment, right? Yeah, you can say in his own word. He fell into a trance, right? Got him shook, right? Read on.
And saw heaven open, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet, knit at the 4 corners, and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the earth.
So this is what Christians mess up at. He said, wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. Read on.
And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, what God had cleansed, that call not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven.
So when people love to talk about, yeah, man, you know, he said don't call anything uncommon or clean, right? First of all, they got to remember, Simon Peter's in a what? He's in a trance. So he's in like a out of body experience. He's like in a sleep. He's in a deep sleep. So this is what he's seeing in this vision or this dream, right? Not meaning that it's necessarily true, but this dream has to be perceived or interpreted by who? The two men that the angel came to what? Cornelius and told him to send to Simon Peter, right? Like you said, this thing gotta go hand in hand and it gotta lead up to it. So he's in a trance. So he's like, no, Lord, I ain't never ate anything uncommon or unclean, right? He's trying to understand what the hell this dream about too. What? Pigs? What? Alligators? Catfish? Hell nah, Lord, you ain't never did none of that. He's trying to see what's going on with this dream too. He doesn't have the understanding. And 16 said this was done 3 times. And the vessel was received up again into heaven. So this dream came to him and it left him, right? So he still don't know the understanding of it, right? He don't know exactly what this is going into. We know.
Now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate.
So now the two men that the Cornelius called, they done came to Simon Peter's gate. You know.
And called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, behold, 3 men seek thee. So
Peter is still what? Meditating on this vision. I mean, he is thinking about this vision. He's trying to get the understanding of what the heck was going on in this vision. The angel came to him and said, what, 3 men looking for you, man? The Spirit of the Lord came to behold, 3 men seek thee, right? You know.
Arise, therefore, and get thee down, and go with them, doubt nothing, for I have sent them.
And the Spirit said, don't doubt it, though. I sent them. I'm dealing with Cornelius. I'm dealing with you, Simon Peter. Don't doubt what these men are going to tell you because I sent them, right? Read on.
Then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius and said, behold, I am he whom ye see. What is the cause wherefore ye are come?
Read on.
And they said, Cornelius, the centurion, a just man.
A what?
A just man.
And what is just? Keeping the commandments. Romans 7 and 12. It's how you know Cornelius was an Israelite, man. He was a just man, man. Read on. Everybody can't be a just man.
And one that feared God and of good report among all the nation of the Jews was born from God by an holy angel to send for thee into his house and to hear words of thee.
And again, his good report among all the Jews was what? I'm always praying, giving alms, right? Being a devout man. Like we said, in Proverbs 4 and 7 and 8, wisdom go vouch for itself. You don't have to tell nobody. People gonna see your good works, right? And they're gonna be the one, instead of a good report among the nation of the Jews, they're gonna be the one to tell you. You ain't gotta tell nobody nothing. Oh man, I just went and spent $30,000 on this beautiful. Now, wisdom gonna do it itself. You don't gotta devote. You don't gotta promote yourself. Wisdom will do it its damn self. Read on.
Then called he them in and lodged them. And on the morrow, Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied him. And the morrow, after they entered into Caesarea, and Cornelius waited for them, and had called together his kinsmen and their friends.
His kinfolk, his people, read on.
And as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshiped him. But Peter took him up, saying, stand up, I myself also am a man.
So you see, Peter Simon Peter he was on this shit, he was on this stuff, man. Hey, stand up, man. Don't worship me. Nah, don't do that. I ain't taking no glory away from my God. I am nothing but just a man or a vessel, right? Read on.
And as he talked with him, he went in and found many that were come together. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation.
Because like we said, it was uncommon for a man to keep company with a that was not a Jew. But this is going into what? The split of the kingdom, right? The northern and the southern kingdom. This is what it's really going into. It's going into the Most High letting him know that, guess what? Those are your brothers. Those are your people. Those are your kinsmen. Don't ever call something that I call clean unclean. Not the food, Christians. Not the pork. Not the catfish. But the northern and the southern tribe. Read on.
But God has shewed me that I should not call any man.
Any what?
Any man.
Any fish.
Any man.
Any pig.
Any man.
Any man what?
Common or unclean.
So it started with Cornelius, right? Then it went into the two men that Cornelius sent with him and went with him to go see. Then it trickled down into Simon Peter, right? And then Peter had the vision, and then it went into what the really understanding of it, what it was. But had this thing not went in the righteous order or had not been on one accord, it would have been faulty, right? It wouldn't have did what it was supposed to do. Meaning that what? These dreams or these visions that people have, man, these things got to line up hand in hand. Everything is done for a purpose of something greater later, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you. Every vision or dream that brothers and sisters have of these things is for a purpose later. And you've seen that with Joseph. You've seen this with Cornelius going into Simon Peter, right? But these are men, devout men. Cornelius was a devout man. Simon Peter, you know he had some knowledge on him. He told Cornelius, get your butt up. Don't serve me up. These are devout men that the Most High God dealing with, man. But sometimes, guess what? This dream got interpreted by the Christians that what? You can eat pork, right? You can eat catfish. But really, in honesty, the dream was about not calling a man unclean or clean. Not calling something that the Most High God called clean and unclean, which was going into the northern and the southern kingdom, man. So you see how dreams can be misinterpreted and things of this nature? But God told me to tell you right. You got to stop it, man. Give me Daniel 2. Touch on this right quick when we get out of here. Daniel chapter 2 will start at 24.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 24.
Look it up.
Therefore Daniel went into, Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will shew unto the king their interpretation.
Because Nebuchadnezzar had a dream too at this time, right? Now, this is what I'm going into. The Most High God said, matter of fact, let's get it right quick, real quick before we go back. Proverbs 21. Go ahead, one.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1.
Bring it out.
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water.
Read on.
He turneth it whithersoever he will.
So the Most High God can use whoever he wants to in periods of time, right? And this point in time, he was using Nebuchadnezzar in this dream, right, for the purpose of what? His will, of his good. He said the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So whoever the king at this time was Nebuchadnezzar, right? He said, as he turned it whatsoever he will, as the rivers of water. You got rivers going this way, then that way, through this city, through that city, right? He'll turn it whatever way you want to. This is the Most High God we're talking about. But he said the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, so he dealt with Nebuchadnezzar on this thing, right? Let's go back to Daniel. Yeah, let's get one more precept on that. Go to Daniel 4:17. Right quick.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Read.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
And he said, give it to whomsoever he will. So at this point in time, it's Nebuchadnezzar that he's dealing with this dream, right? He said, give it to whoever he will. Read out.
And set it up over it the basis of men.
So we just get a precept on that. Let's go back to 2 and read 20. Well, read 24.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 24. Therefore, Daniel went unto Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will shew unto the king the interpretation. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation.
He said, Arioch said, well, I found somebody of the Jews, man, that'll give you understanding of this dream. Because Nebuchadnezzar was really fed up because couldn't nobody tell him this dream. Jump over at 2 and start at 1 right quick. No, Daniel 2 and 1.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 1. And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep break from him.
So he dreamed dreams. He said, but his spirit was troubled because he couldn't understand it. He couldn't even go to sleep because of these dreams. Read on.
Then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers.
So he called the magicians, he called the astrologers, who else?
And the sorcerers.
And the sorcerers, read on.
And the Chaldeans. For to shew the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king.
So he tried to call everybody to see if they can interpret this dream. Read on. So look, in this situation, you get the magicians, the astrologers, the sorcerers, the Chaldeans. Come on, man. You got the Christian pastors. You got the Joe Osteens. You got the sisters want to do all these things, man. They really can't crack this thing, man. Unless he's dealing with you like he was dealing with our brother Daniel. Read on.
And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream.
And he said, my spirit was troubled to know the dream. So just in this instance, I wanted to see that Nebuchadnezzar called everybody that was a power to him to try to interpret this dream, but they could not. Because remember what Joseph told the butler and the baker, what he told. Y'all remember Genesis 40:8? He said interpretation comes from God. Not of no sorcerer, not of no magician, not of none of these things. The interpretation comes from the Most High God. Let's go back to jump over and read 26.
Verse 26. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king had demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers shew unto the king.
He said, yeah, you called for me. He said, but you try to get the magicians and the soothsayers, but they can't tell you though. Right? Read on.
But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets.
Read that again.
But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets.
But David told him, cut him up, man. But there's a God in heaven, though. He revealed it to me, man. Read on.
And make it known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days, thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these.
Read on.
As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed. What should come to pass hereafter? And he that revealeth secrets, make it known to thee what shall come to pass.
Read on.
But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living.
It ain't for me for more wisdom. I'm really just going to give you this understanding because it's on the Most High God's will, right? The Most High God want me to interpret this thing for what? To make this thing go, right? Read on.
But for their sakes, that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible.
And the form thereof was terrible. This getting into Nebuchadnezzar's dream, right? Going into captivity, right? Persian captivity, right? So this just getting into a lot of different dreams of the situation of how things go in order with dreams. How things must go in order with dreams, man. How you got to be truth into the dream. How it got to be what law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High got to be dealing with you. It has to be an Israelite. The interpretation comes from the Most High God, man, not of men, right? Let's go to Proverbs 29 and 18.
So the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 18. Wherefore there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Read that one more time.
Verse 18 from the top. Where there is no vision,
the
people perish.
The people perish, man. And these false dreams and these false visions, people perish in these things, man. These are nightmares, man, when people don't give us the right dreams, right? The correct insight on so-called visions and dreams that they have, right? That's what that is. But it said, well, there is no vision, the people perish, man. So we got to make sure that we're giving ourselves as much knowledge as we can, feeding our spirit, so that we can give that good vision, man, right? So we can be that vision to our people. Read that again.
Verse 18 from the top. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Happy is he. He that keepeth the law, happy is he, man. We're going to end that class on that tonight, man. I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight to Monday night Dine-In. Hope brothers and sisters got some edification tonight, got some knowledge, got the spirit fed on the second day as we get ourselves ready for the Sabbath, pushing ourselves getting ready for the Sabbath. We thank y'all for tuning in on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. You can get our Monday night classes, Wednesday night classes, Friday evening classes, night classes, and Saturday, Sabbath morning classes. Where I would say keep the law of the Most High God. Get a lot right quick. Oh yeah, we can go there, do the run. Nah, he can go that one.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command thee, command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever would not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet, which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die.
Man, read on.
And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord had not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord had not spoken.
Read on.
But the prophet has spoken it presumptuous. Thou shalt not be afraid of him.
Our praise to the Most High God. And with that, man, we give praise and honor to the Most High God. Thank you for this lesson tonight. That we say shalom, shalom.